What is the earliest thing you remember?
I just remember when my grandpa, my father's father, he was blind, and he was in his 50s, and we had him home. And I was probably maybe 3, and I remember him, and he was so good looking and singing beautiful for the babies. And he was wonderful. And then when he died, I went to his funeral. Emmanuel Liparakis. And then when his wife died later, then again my father took us and we went to funeral. And I was still young, and I went to her funeral. And they had me go to the casket and to look at her or kiss her, and I was scared. And they used to take my father, his family was in Peru. And we used to go there and visit his brothers. And the kids come and take me because my mother dressed me beautiful. And I even have gold earrings, and somebody steal them from me. I remember my mother was complaining, I didn't know who exactly took the earrings. And I never had the earrings, gold earrings to wear, little ones. And then, until I grow up and I have, wear when they were style.
Did you have a favorite toy when you were a kid? Did you have toys?
Oh, my mother make me doll, but she make it with a cloth, and she embroidered the eyebrows, the eyes, the lips, and put her hair. She had long hair, and sometimes she saved the hair she lose, and she make hair nice, and I carry that all the time. And then after me, Ursula carried, because I was no girl in the family. And the boys, they didn't have only New Year's is the toys for this. And she gave us like a dime to buy one balloon. That was our toy, the treat for New Year. And the boys go and buy the balloons, and I buy one balloon, and we blow all day, or one spirichta, one whistle, yeah. It was after that. And then my aunt sent the balls, and we have those balls to play. That's all. We didn't have, I don't remember cars, little cars for boys, or little dolls, only the doll she make for me. No stuffed toys, no. And sometimes she gave us money to buy little candy from the gift shop. She sent me to buy threads for her. And she told me this much you spend to buy a piece of candy. It was mandolato, Marise. Αυτό που λες το caramel candy. Και το λέγαν mandolato. So και έπαιρνα από αυτό, ένα mandolato, τετράγωνο ήτανε, έπαιρνα αυτό. Δεν είχαμε no toys, no. All rich kids they had. But we were 7 kids. So it was enough. We had food before the war because my father was always bringing money. He even bought property. He brought always he bought something. He brought material to enlarge the house, to build it, but then start the war, he didn't finish.
What was your favorite dish your mom used to make? What was the very favorite thing she made for you guys?
She made the pastries. The pastries, she was so good to bake the bread and to bake even during the war. If we had flour, she take flour separate and put raisins, and instead of sugar we didn't have, she put petimezi. She make it with the grapes. She make it like syrup with the grapes, and put a lot and make each one as kids one big kuluri. And then she make the kurabiedas, the butter cookies, wearing cookies. She make them the best. She make everything she make. It was the best. To cook, everything she cook tasted good. She make the stufado. She make the meat with patiras, stew. And most time we cook the vegetables. Just plain the summertime, the vegetables, and she have me cook those things. And I didn't know how, and I keep asking her, how can I do that now? She was sitting in the sewing machine or in the weaving. and tells me, sometimes she get up and come and check the food because I was not sure. And she gave me, 9 years old, she gave me cook when I didn't know how.
So you said you had a lamb, which
have
means
lamb.
a lamb didn't last very long if you always had a lamb. Did you have a lamb
We
all
have
the time?
lamb, no, only the holidays. It was Apocryphs, with the Easter time.
So you bought
The
a little
lamb.
baby lamb and
Baby
raised
lamb
it.
and she cook at the stew, most times too.
No, wait a minute. But you said Andoni was
Yeah,
taking
have
care of the
lamb and
lamb.
and have babies. Sometimes one, sometimes two. And we have the goats, the baby goats. And that we kill one and eat so much meat. She make it, but doing the work we didn't have rice. And we have whole wheat, ground whole wheat and cook that with a stew, with tomira. We have always tomiras. Even winter time, dry the tomiras. And have dry tomiras. Or paste, we buy the tomato paste and cook that with the onion and stuff. And we eat too much and we vomit all night because we didn't have meat for a long time. During the war, it was special. And then rabbits too. My grandma raised the rabbits. And every Sunday she had the neighbors kill one rabbit and cook it. If we have rice, put the rice on the thing. Grandma was like a doctor. My grandma, my mother's mom. So I remember her, she teach me to do crochet and knit and do a lot of things. And I love to read. I didn't want it to do those things. I was not about to sewing or do any art stuff, just to read. And when they take me away from read, I was very upset. I steal time, sometimes I go in the kitchen, close the door and read. The grandma was kind of tough to teach me. If I don't learn fast to do it right, she hit my hands. Grandma, and my mother just to get mad for her. She was so tough lady, grandma. But she was beautiful and smart. Very smart. Calliope, Spiridakis, and her name before she married was Theodorakis. Nano Janachi was her mother, who she also was midwife. And she learned from her. But she followed doctors, and she was more like a doctor. The baby doctor who delivers babies. If she had difficult time with a mother who was about to have the baby, she called the doctor. She had the doctor come from Miraculum and be with him, watch him to learn more. So she delivered so many babies. Mantheos, it was very good to looking, blonde. It's the blonde side, all the Spiridakis, they were blonde. And he fell in love with the grandma, and they married in Acites, but then he got in trouble and they moved to Agios Myron. It was politics, and they almost killed his brother and went to hit the man, and he got sick after that. He hit him with some steel he found in the ground there and got infection and died. So he got, they put him to jail, but because it was not, he didn't mean to do it. He got 2 years in prison. So it's why they moved. They left Acites and moved to Agios Myron. Yeah, and he was in jail. He was so since that he got angry. He started drinking. He came to the United States. He rode to Venizelos, who was prime minister, and because of politics, he was very fanatic. It was 4 brothers and no sister, fanatic Democrats, not Vasilki and Venizelki. It's like Venizelos was the Cretan prime minister.
Right, and Vasiliki was for the king?
The king. And he wrote to him and said he got in trouble without a reason, only because I was here. I can stand here anymore. He started to get upset. He could work. So he came to the United States. First time he spent Cedar Rapids, 2 years.
What
and
did
he
he
come
do?
back. He was working factories here. And then he got back. Then again, he didn't have a good job there. He think about here and he come back and he was here 5 years. And then he come back, but he was start drink beer here too much. He became an alcoholic. And what he was drink all the time, work and get the money, travel all over the United States. He sit and tell us stories. Where he be, and Pittsburgh, New York, Chicago, Washington D.C., all of the big cities in the United States. Nick Mathiakis used to tell me, a friend, every time they went to the train station, who was come out from the train? Mateos, Spiridakis. He was traveled all over the place. It's why he wears, see, it's a picture with a hat. It was the United States hat. And he came and brought a big trunk and had some gifts for his girls. And my mother inherited that. And she had it there and put all the nice things in that trunk.
So,
And brought a nice ring for my mom, earrings, a lot of gifts. But he was though jealous of my grandma when he was go because grandma was so good looking, beautiful. And because she delivered babies, go from town to town and downtown, she thought she had affairs. That's why he come back the first time, 2 years, because he was jealous of her. He started hit her, especially when he was drunk, or if he didn't have much to drink. So he went and worked out and get money and go to the bar and treat all the village people, the men who was in the bar, and drink, and he buy chestnuts and peanuts and stragaglia, you know, the other pasatempos, all of that, to bring us, big fruit, to bring us. But my mother always was nice to him. Every time we cook anything special, everything we cook, she took food to him. Because grandma left it and moved to Asitas and delivered babies there. And he moved there, but he treated her terrible and come back again and end up to die with like leukemia. From drink, he died in his sleep. And my mother went early in the morning to check him because he was in bed. Didn't feel good, and he died, and he was late 50s. He died. So it's his life story, but he had wonderful brothers. He loved all of us, and they came off and on to see us, and my mother went out to Apogorwe to treat him, to have always some treats. And the great-grandparents, I barely remember my mother's grandma, my grandma's mother. I remember when she died, the whole village came because she was, and they light candles on top of the casket. I remember my mother's grow up to have me, take care of the babies. Sometimes she kept him from school and I cry. I didn't want to miss school. And take care because she was artist and she took jobs and she worked in the weaving and embroidery. She did all of the villages dowry, hope chests dowry. She did embroidery, design and embroidery. And design and embroidery blankets and bedspreads and linen and dollies, beautiful things she did. And make money, and the money she make us, dress us beautiful. She always dress me. Have nice coats and nice dresses to go to school, and nice shoes. And even she knit stockings, different colors I wear all the time. Very quiet. She was not talking open too much, and she was strictly mother. She showed most love to Ilya and Dmitri, not to us until I grew up. I grew up, it was like sisters, because she was only 40 years old when I left. So she started to get more so close to me, and we discussed and talked about everything. And she was great mother. She teach me how to sew. She teach me like grandma did too, crochet, but a nice way. My father showed more love and hug and kiss and affection by the mother. Report something the boys did, he killed him. So sometimes she didn't tell him. He had short temper, but he was so kind. He was going to come from where he worked, and he told me, come on and sit with me in the fireplace. And I teach you the song I learned, and some poems, μαδινάδες που λένε κριτικοί. Και ας είναι τραγούδια και με μάθαινε, από αυτό έμαθα για να τραγουδάω. Come on and sit and sing with me. Αυτό ήταν που με είχε. And when he went to visit, they went sometime at nights, weekends, to visit friends. And they let me stay to take care of the kids. But when I got a little bit older, he wanted me to go with them. He was contractor, take jobs and build houses. And a lot of times all town. He was for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks sometime. And he comes and meets us and he hugs me, Athenoula μου, Ηλία μου, Poppy μου, you know, all to put us in his lap and hug us and kiss us. And he was great, but he was strict too. If my mother make the dresses, it was style mini, you know, above the knee, when I was teenager. And my mother said, come on, look at Athenoula's dress. He looked at me and said, it's poor but too short. You make it a little, cover the knee. My father was going to say, cover the knee. I wear him up there. He was very kind and sing beautiful voice. An artist too. He knew how the house he built them more beautiful. And he have a sense of humor. They surround him in the coffee shops so to tell me jokes, because from building houses and having workers, he learned so many jokes. And he come and tell him and make fun, imitate people. He was the life of the party. The only thing he didn't know how to dance. My mother either. They didn't dance. But me, I learned grandma was a dancer. Grandma used to be the best dressed in the cities. She was born there. And I learned in the beginning from school, and then in school, and then as grow up, I learned, we had a lot of parties, and I learned to dance the European dances. We had the organization was belong, continue after the Germans left. And so we learned, we had good time, the young people. We get together Sundays. And it was one friend, named Anthula, she had the gramophone,
Yeah.
and she had the records. And put the records and we learned there by ourselves, but some people knew. But most of them, my mother's cousin, Mr. Cleese, his father, it was grandma's first cousin. So it was my mother's second cousin. He came back from the Serbs, you know, as a young man. And he taught me how to dance, the European dances. The only thing he didn't know the waltz, but the tango and the foxtrots, I learned from him. And they have a name days party in his house. And we go there, and he took me to dance there. So I learned first from him. And then with those young people, It was young men and young girls. We get together in houses, and then I named the parties. We did dance, Greek dances. We love to dance those. It was like a young man told me, I love you, I love you. Now I go around and tell my mother. My mother taught me to tell for any boy talk to me and tell me, love things and love words. I have to go and tell my mom.
You said many times how much you loved reading in school. Tell me about what was school like?
The school was, you learn so much. What the kids learn here, in high school even more, we learn to 5th and 6th grade, even 4th grade we learn. When I saw all my kids, you and George, in Emmanuel, the mathematics in middle school, we had that in early days, and then we had in 6th grade, we have all the algebra, and the teacher make us groups. If somebody don't know much, the other who knows, put one person who was smart and learn from them. So I love school. I studied pretty much. My mother helped me a lot when we have the arithmetic in the small grades like 1st and 2nd and 3rd grade. But when we start have the algebra and mathematics and all that, she didn't have idea. So I learned myself with my friends. And history, I was so interested in history. I was interested of geography and most of the United States to learn. I was fascinated with the United States from young age because my mother was here and my grandpa, and he said the stories of the United States.
What was it like to be in school? What were your friends like? Just the being there.
Friends, we were real good friends. We had good time. We had the recess. We had learn to dance. The teacher played the mandolin and learned to dress the tradition Greek dances, folk dances.
Folk dances, Greek folk dances.
To learn religion, to learn to sing. Who have the good voices? We have we have the choir here. We have a separate, have us, and we used to go to church every Sunday with the teachers. And we be with a chanter in school, especially the Holy Week. We went with a teacher in school, in churches. So we go ahead, and then we have like Olympics in spring. And we train, and I was good to run. I ran with the girls in my class, and I win a lot of times to run and run fast. I was so little light. My feet was so light. So I was run. And home, I loved when I was young to play with my brothers. My aunt said one ball, and we treasured that ball because we can afford to buy, to have any ball. And we go in the street and play because there was no girls in my neighborhood, just me. And I play with my brothers. So I love with school. We play the ball, we play the disc, we play to balada, in the sack. We put ourselves and jump. Who's jump first? We play, the boys play most of the Olympics. But we had too, and gymnastics. We did the gymnastics too. We have, in our school, have a big out. Yeah. So then they have the show. The parents come, and we dress like white blouses and black, but never blue skirts. It's like exercise. We did first, and then we do all the running and jumping and all kinds like gymnastics, but only we didn't have that to go to hang and turn around, just to do, the jump and run. But the school, I enjoy school. I didn't want to end. We cry so much, my friends, when end up. And I could go to college. I wanted to go to college, but no money, and war. Start the war.
Which teachers in school made the most impression on you?
The main teacher who was some kind related to my father. And he was brilliant man, with personality and everything. And he teach me, and he started 3rd grade, but then he moved to 5th and 6th grade. And another teacher, she was also in 4th grade. In the 6th grade, she teach another one who was principal too, and she was very strict. And I didn't like her very much. She was not real good. But she was smart though, and very strict. But my mother make her dowry, and she always have me and treat me when I went to deliver. My mother sent me to deliver the project she make to the house, and it was far away. And she always, when I went there, come on Athenoula, come on Athena. They call me Athena school. And she always treated me some goodies, candy or pastries or something. So after I finished school, every place she meet me, she started to talk to me, and she was much nicer after I left school. But anyway, 5th and 6th grade is like you finish here high school there.
Right.
Because you can have the kids they can. Nowadays, they build high school in my village. So everybody goes now to high school.
Right.
See, now. And then they go to Heraklion for further education, or they have college now.
But they had to put it all in.
Yeah.
Into
only.
Up through 6th grade, you had to get it all in there.
All in. So we were full. We have not 1-2 subject. We have full everything.
Yeah.
Everything. We had, like I said, arithmetic, geography, history, ancient history, religion, writing, and reading and writing, and chemistry, sciences, everything. Every day we went, we have all of this.
So,
And my brother have all the books though, because he went and find stuff to sell them, like the grapes that they live, he sell them, or the raisins they live.
which brother?
Manol. And he had all of the books. My mother can afford to buy me the books. So then Manol finished the one class, so I take his books. And then we have drama and poems. And then those was the Greek Independence Day, and we dance with our ancient costumes and have parts. And I always have part. And sing in the stage. They make the stage. It was most of the teacher would have. He designed all of that, and he direct all of that. And each one of us, the smart ones, had the parts of the poems. Dance and sing, and patriotic songs. And we had flowers in the baskets and throw to the parents and sing. Αυτό το γαρίφαλο το δίνω του πατέρα, που διεμέ εργάζεται και νύχτα και ημέρα. Πάρ' το καλέ πατέρα, από τα βάθη της ψυχής να ζεις ομόγευτης. Ύστερα αυτό το τριαντάφυλλο, καλή μου μητερούλα, σου το χαρίζω πάρε το και δώσ' μου μια νευχούλα. Πάρ' το καλέ μανούλα και δώσ' μια νευχούλα. Συγκεβάσουνε το αυτό και το πετάγαμε. Και είχαμε και λούδια στο κεφάλι. Και ερχόταν ο πατέρας με όλα τα πείματα να δει τη γιαγιά. Και η μάνα μου sometimes she didn't have a dress to come. But once a while ερχόταν. And she was proud. Even my little brother Ilya, in 4th grade, he had a nice poem. Και το είπε ωραία με ένα άλλο boy. Το άλλο boy είναι σάκι, he could say it. And then ο Ηλίας του λέει, λέζε μωρέ. Τα γέλια που έκανε ο κόσμος, τον έσπρωξε, του λέει, λέζε μωρέ. Ήταν πιο πολύ να τις βλέπεις πως κάνανε. Ήταν real funny. Yeah.
You've talked a lot about him. He comes up a lot.
Yeah, he's my oldest brother. He was more serious, very grown up. His brain, it was more like adult. And he was kind of upset because my father died, and I suppose in the tradition in the villages is the older kid. He have the responsibility as a father to the mother to support and the brothers and sisters. And he hated. But he went to factory to learn to be mechanic. So he worked in that factory we have. We have big factory in our village. And did the olive oil, the olives, and the wheat to make flour. So it was a lot of machinery. The whole factory was machinery. It was go to great mechanic there. So he trained a lot of Manoli. So, but during the war, he was there too. And he started doing the war in the end of the war. And they gave him only one oka, like 2.5 pounds flour to make my mother bread. So it's all he brought home. He brought that home, but he ate it there. The mechanic always have food and have Manoli, love him like his own son. And he ate it there and sleep there. But once in a while he was hungry and come and see my mom. And my mother, she asked, what did you cook? And my mother said, faches, lentils. Here I'm going miles. He could stand the lentils, only eggs, to cook them eggs, to cook them with patires, omelette. Ilya, I was 12 when my mother had him, and I helped raise him, so I was like his second mother. And I love him, we all love him. He was the special baby in the family. And he looked like you, and he was so cute baby, such a good baby, and such a good kid. Everything you ask him, he does it the wrong way, like he's active, the wrong way. He never said no, he never cried. He was so good. I was happy to take care of him. The only thing, I was upset when my mother kept him from school. And the older boys drive me crazy. It was hard for me to do 9 years old or 8 years old, or when I was Cavalier, take care, I was 12, so it was not too bad. Poppy was hard one. She always cried, she always complained. She had to make me to take to a bathroom at night, winter time, which we go all the way back. It was so dark, or rain. And my mother had her to sleep with me. And she said, Athenoula, θέλω να μου πει κατοριούμαστε. Δεν μου λέει πως και αυτή μόνο για να μην την αμαλώσω. Μου έλεγε κατοριούμαστε, τώρα είναι εκεί που στο αυτό το τέλος. Μου λέγε ότι τζίπαγα, δεν την... Και sometimes έκανε wet of bed, και με έκανε wet, και ήμουν στο bed με αυτή. And come through hair, she had blonde hair, really thick, blonde. Blonde όπως και ο Μανώλης. Και ήταν η μόνη που είχαμε blonde kid ήταν η Poppy. Και είχε light brown eyes and then άσπρη, ήταν άσπρη αυτή. Και είχε, γι' αυτό είναι και ψοψηλή, από όλους έμοιαζε από του παππού μου το πάμε, τη γιαγιά. She was cranky because her hair was so thick, and I tried to make braids. And she didn't stay still, and I hit her, pull her hair. She used to get mad at me, Poppy. But then she was almost 11, I think, or 12 when I left. So she was better, and she was smart in school. She had good grades. too. All my brothers and sisters. After me, it was Dimitri. We were together. He was so kind to my mom, good worker, thin and tall. He was the tallest of all. But Dimitri was decent and kind to my mom and kind to me, kind to all the brothers and sisters. And he tried to help us. If my mother made me jump on my mom, he didn't want to see anybody hurt or cry. He was good worker. When my father died, he promised my mom he's going to work the rest of his life to take care of us and not to worry. She always. And he was so great. He didn't want me to leave and he was so upset. When I went to the ship and go, and he looked at me go, he hit himself. He had hit himself. He was so upset. He told me, why you leaving me? Why you leaving me? He told me all the time. Why? He didn't want me to go. And after I came here, year later, he drowned. Yeah, and he was start swim from young age. Along with Andon. They both went every place they find. Even the rivers, they went to the rivers, or deep, or go to Iraqium and swim. And they learned themselves to swim. But he hit a steel, something, in the factory pool. The pool who get the gore to work the machinery. There was hot day, the 1st of August, and he went and jumped there to cool off first time. They went there. And they said he went and jumped from high. It was deep, real deep. And he jumped there and he hit some steel. And because when they get him out, it was bleeding from his nose and his mouth. So they figured he hit something. And by the time they get him out, my brother Andon jumped after him. And he almost drowned too. Another one who was professional swimmer, he saved Andon. He pulled Andon and then he went for Dimitri, but it was too late. And they got the doctor, but it was too late. He still was breathed though when they took him out. But there was no hospital, no. He tried to do it, the guy who was professional swimmer, but he was behind me. And it was a year after I left. Andoni was strong, big baby. He was born big. He was pretty strong, broad shoulders. I guess I didn't see him old enough, but I saw the pictures. You know, he sent me a letter. And they described how it was. And Poppy even saw him at Athens and said how big, how great looking he was. And but he was kind of wild. And he was to take care of the dog and the animals. The goats we had 2 goats and 1 lamb. Every morning he had to go to the fields and work and take care of the animals all the time. But sometimes the dog come and go to the house. He couldn't control him. He tried to get it out and hit the dog. But he went. Sometimes he was hungry, he went and steal fruit from people's trees. And then the guy who protected the lands, he came to talk to my mother to control him, otherwise he go to court, but he was underage, he could go to court. And my mother and my oldest brother get him. He got in trouble, but he used to sing beautiful. He had the most beautiful voice. And my mother loved him. My mother loved him too. But she was more Chrysula was beautiful. Dark, like a gypsy. The dark eyes and curly hair. And my mother made booklets. And I love her. And she was singing. She had beautiful voice too. They look like everybody took after my father, who had the good voice. She was singing. She was active. She was a really good worker, and she had my mother's talent, artist. And she didn't go to school to learn, but she learned from my mother and grandma. And when my grandma moved to Old Town, it took her Sula got there. So we didn't have her home, and I miss her. And when grandma moved back, she came, and I thought I was so favored Ursula. I love her. And she cried so much when I left. And that's why I always call and talk to her, we talk so much. She make me laugh. She was smart. She know how to use words. She read a lot. She didn't finish school because I was the war and the schools were closed. So she didn't finish, but she was reading, keep reading. So she knew so much. She went 14 years old to Athens and married in Athens. Yeah, after I left, my mother got her married. One guy who was older than her and took to Athens, but then she divorced because he was not good. They divorced later. When she got smarter and grew up, and she married another guy who had the boys. She was hard worker. She make costumes, she know how to design hats and costumes in Athens, and she work in even men's. The company she work, they make men's suits, men's coats, and also costumes and hats. And she designed hats and she make them so fast. So she worked real hard. And have the 3 kids, the 2 boys and a girl. With the boys left and went to Australia with their father. Yeah, the daughter stay in Athens, which is she educated and very smart. You met her. Yeah, okay.